What drives a mother, a wife, to embark on a path that is said to lead to destruction and death? The case of Lori Vallow Daybell has shocked America and the world, not only because of the tragic disappearance of two children, J.J. Vallow and Tylee Ryan, but also due to the complex web of suspicious deaths, extreme religious beliefs, and an alleged romance that crossed all moral boundaries. In this episode, we will delve into one of the darkest and most troubling chapters of the story, the death of Charles Vallow, Lori's fourth husband. How did a family dispute on an ordinary July morning in Arizona end with fatal gunshots? Prosecution claims it was a premeditated murder, covered up by an elaborate self-defense narrative. And the crux of that argument is a shocking piece of evidence, a text message sent just 48 hours before Charles was killed. A message in which Lori Vallow is said to have cited a violent religious figure from the Book of Mormon, telling her brother, Alex Cox, that they would be like Nephi.
Like Nephi? What does that mean? How could an ancient religious story be twisted to justify murder in the 21st century? Today, we'll take a close look at the prosecutor's opening statement, unpacking the layers of the alleged conspiracy, the alleged motives, money, power, love, and twisted religion, and the physical evidence they claim will expose the truth behind Charles Vallow's death. Join us as we explore this chilling justification, try to understand the unthinkable. It's a complex and heartbreaking story, so please read at your own discretion. Before we begin, it's important to set the scene. The audio and transcript we'll be analyzing today comes from the prosecution's opening statements in the Lori Vallow Daybell trial, which focused on the deaths of her children, J.J. Vallow and Tylee Ryan, as well as the death of Tammy Daybell, Chad Daybell's first wife. To get the full picture, however, prosecution detailed the earlier death of Charles Vallow in Arizona, where Lori Vallow was charged with attempted first-degree murder. An opening statement, remember, is not evident. It is each side's opportunity to tell the jury what they expect the evidence to show during the trial. It is a story, an argument, a roadmap of the case from their perspective. The prosecution has the burden of proving its case beyond a reasonable doubt.
In this video, we will focus on how the prosecutor builds the story of the alleged conspiracy against Charles Vallow, emphasizing the purported motives and key evidence, such as the Nephi messages. We will explore how the prosecutor connects Charles's death to subsequent events and analyze the persuasiveness of their arguments based on the information presented in this clip and the broader context of the case. If you are interested in following our in-depth analysis of this case and other fascinating crime stories, please take a moment right now to subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell. That really helps us continue to create this content. We will examine the alleged motives. This text, sent on July 9th, 2019, just 2 days before Charles Vallow was shot dead by the messenger, Alex Cox, is one of the most shocking pieces of evidence presented by the prosecution. Analyze each part. Stay close to me in the coming days. There's a lot to do. Everything will come to a conclusion this week. The prosecutor uses these phrases to argue about preparation and premeditation. It is not like a regular conversation. It suggests a plan that is underway, a plan that requires Alex's presence and support, a plan that is about to reach its climax. The phrase "protect the belongings" can have multiple meanings. But in this context, the prosecutor seems to imply ensuring assets or possibly things related to their plan. Mel cannot come to Utah. They are planning an intervention, want Mel to stay away. Mel here is understood to be Melanie Gibb, a close friend of Lori at the time, who later became a key witness against her. They is believed to refer to worried family and friends of Lori, including Charles, who are trying to organize an intervention regarding her increasingly strange beliefs and behaviors. The prosecutor argues that Lori and Alex wanted to block this intervention, wanted to eliminate those who could interfere with their plans, specifically wanting Melanie Gibb to not be present. This indicates an intention to isolate herself and carry out their plan unimpeded. I will be like Nephi, I was told so. And so will you. This is the core part, the most shocking part. To understand the weight of this statement, we need to understand who Nephi is in Mormon theology. The story of Nephi and Laban. The Book of Mormon, Nephi is a revered prophet. One of the most controversial stories related to him is his taking of the brass plates from Laban, a powerful man in Jerusalem. After many failed attempts and being threatened with his life by Laban, Nephi finds Laban drunk and unconscious. According to the records, the Holy Spirit commanded Nephi to kill Laban. It is better that one man should perish than that a nation should dwindle and perish in unbelief. Nephi initially hesitated but ultimately obeyed the command, using Laban's sword to behead him and take the plates. The prosecutor argued that Lori and Alex, in their skewed belief system, viewed Charles Vallow as Laban, dark figure, an obstacle that needed to be removed so they could continue their mission, achieve personal goals. In this case, Lori being with Chad and obtaining the insurance money, and Alex fulfilling his presumed role as a protector. The statement, "I was told so," implies that Lori believed this action was divinely approved or even commanded, similar to Nephi. The statement, "and so are you," draws Alex into the role of an accomplice, one who enacts this divine will. The use of religion to justify violence is a tragic and dangerous phenomenon. It allows individuals to transcend ordinary moral boundaries by believing that they are acting for a higher purpose or under the command of a supreme authority. In this case, the specific choice of the story of Nephi killing Laban is extremely concerning, as it directly relates to the act of murder to achieve a supposedly legitimate goal. It is not merely a fleeting thought. It is a self-identification with a character who has committed acts of violence under what is believed to be divine guidance. This, according to the prosecutor, is clear evidence that the intent to kill was formed and sanctified in the minds of Lori and Alex at least 2 days prior to its occurrence. It transforms a criminal act into a righteous deed in their warped worldview. Also need to consider the broader context of this group's beliefs, where they are purported to believe in an imminent apocalypse, the existence of zombies, people possessed by dark spirits, and their role as the chosen ones among the 144,000 who will lead the world after destruction. Such beliefs create an environment where extreme actions can be rationalized. Details like these are truly chilling and demonstrate the depth of the alleged distortions. If you agree, please share your thoughts in the comments section below. And if you find this analysis helpful, consider subscribing for more similar content. Now let's take a closer look at the alleged motives.
So I'm going to need you to stay close to me the next couple days. Mel, too. She can't go to Utah. They're planking some kind of intervention, but want Mel out of the way, so I'm left alone. I need to come get the stuff at your house tomorrow and secure it. Lots to do. Thanks for standing by me. It's all coming to a head this week. I will be like Nephi, I am told, and so will you. Lori Daybell, the woman seated over here, wrote this to her brother Alex Cox on July 9th of 2019, 2 days before they killed Charles Vallow. But to understand why this is so meaningful, why this is relevant, you have to understand the context. So let's talk about it. In July of 2019, Lori Vallow was married to Charles Vallow. Lori Vallow lived here in Arizona, Chandler. Charles Vallow lived in Texas.
The prosecutor painted a clear picture of the alleged overlapping motives that drove Lori Vallow. Let's examine each element. $1 million life insurance policy. This is a significant sum. The prosecutor emphasized that Lori expected this money. Charles had purchased this policy and initially named Lori as the beneficiary. A crucial detail is that Charles, increasingly fearful of Lori and what she might do, secretly changed the primary beneficiary to his sister, Kay Woodcock, in early 2019. He had tried to warn Kay and others. This creates an ironic situation. Lori allegedly carried out the murder plot partly for the money, yet she was unaware that she would not receive it. Later testimony during the trial, and referenced by the prosecutor, revealed that just days after Charles's death, on July 18th, Lori called the insurance company. Upon learning she was not the beneficiary, her reaction was described as angry. This, according to the prosecution, reinforces the financial motive and shows her disappointment that the plan, at least the financial part, did not go as expected. Social Security. The prosecutor also mentioned the $4,000 a month in Social Security benefits that Lori anticipated receiving for herself and JJ, as JJ was Charles's adopted son and autistic, requiring special care. This was another steady source of income that Charles's death would provide. Like Nephi, as discussed, this is not only a religious motive, but also a power motive. Power acknowledging itself as the authority to decide life and death based on a personal interpretation of the divine will. Dark light. Belief system and zombies. The prosecutor refers to the group's belief that those who oppose them are dark or zombies. This belief system created a framework to dehumanize those who were perceived as threats. By labeling Charles as Ned or a zombie, they were allegedly removing his human value in their eyes, turning his killing into removing a dark spirit, rather than killing a husband, a father. This is a dangerous psychological mechanism commonly found in extremist groups. Believing that one has the power to determine who is dark and should be eliminated gives one a sense of absolute power. The mixture of sincere, if distorted, religious belief and delusions of personal power is a terrifying aspect of this case. The line between faith and justification for crime seems to have been completely blurred in their alleged worldview.